They were outnumbered, outspoken, and outrageously brave. One led a separatist movement, one stood up to a colonial court, one redefined what it means to lead with compassion. While history celebrated the men who led Papua New Guinea to independence, 3 women carved their own path against all odds. PNG's political stage was a man's world. Women were silenced, sidelined, and often erased from the narrative. But change was coming. 3 women rose from the shadows, each with a mission, a cause, and unshakable courage. Their names: Abaijah, Rooney, Kidu. Dame Josephine Abaijah, the rebel with a cause. In 1972, Dame Josephine Abaijah made history, becoming the first woman ever elected to Papua New Guinea's national parliament. But her mission extended far beyond breaking gender barriers. Abaijah led the Papua Basena movement, advocating for Papuan autonomy at a time when national unity was the top political priority. Her campaign was bold, controversial, and unapologetic. She didn't just walk into parliament, she stormed it with a message: Papua would not be silenced. Her refusal to back down made her both feared and admired. While the media and political elites criticized her separatist stance, grassroots communities rallied behind her. She wasn't afraid to speak hard truths about identity, equity, and power. In a male-dominated political arena, Josephine Abaijah stood tall, not just as a politician, but as a symbol of defiance. Her legacy is one of courage, conviction, and an unwavering belief in her people's right to be heard. Nahau Rooney, the reformer who challenged the system. When Nahau Rooney entered parliament, she carried with her a law degree and a fire to change the system from within. As Minister of Justice in the late 1970s, she did something few dared to do. She called out the judiciary, still clinging to colonial values, for being disconnected from the people it claimed to serve. Her criticism sparked a full-blown constitutional crisis, shaking the young nation to its core. Judges resigned, legal scholars panicked. But Rooney stood her ground. She wasn't attacking the law, she was demanding that it evolve, that it reflect the needs and values of an independent Papua New Guinea. In doing so, she challenged not just the courts, but the remnants of colonial control still shaping the country. Her boldness forced a national reckoning with the kind of justice system PNG truly needed. Nahau Rooney didn't just serve in government, she reshaped how it defined its own authority. Dame Carol Kidu, the compassionate architect of social reform. Dame Carol Kidu entered politics after the death of her husband, Sir Buri Kidu, PNG's first Chief Justice. But what began as a personal journey quickly became a national mission. As the only woman in parliament for much of her career, Carol Kidu focused on those who had no voice: women, children, the poor, and the disabled. She wasn't driven by power, but by purpose. Through her efforts, social protection policies were drafted, education reforms passed, and marginalized communities uplifted. When political tides turned and others abandoned the opposition, she stood alone, literally, as the sole opposition member and opposition leader in parliament. Even then, she remained a relentless voice for transparency, justice, and human dignity. While others played politics, Carol Kidu led with heart. She proved that leadership isn't measured by noise or numbers, but by impact. Her legacy is a roadmap for future leaders who believe compassion is not a weakness, but a force for change. These women didn't just sit in parliament, they transformed it. Their legacy lives in laws, schools, and the courage of future leaders. Rewind and pick your favorite quote. These women deserve to be remembered. Share this story. Let YouTube spread their stories far and wide. Like, subscribe, and comment Hidden Heroes. If you want more powerful PNG stories, which woman inspired you the most? Let's talk in the comments.